So Ryan Garcia posted a video, or I should say, I don't know if it was Ryan Garcia or Andrew with a T last name posted.
You can't even say.
You can't
You
even
can't
say his
even
name.
say it.
No.
Can you even say? We'll just call him Ryan.
Well, I mean, you can say,
Ryan and Andy or something.
yeah.
Just
Ryan and Andy were trending on
our
Twitter
friends
yesterday.
Ryan and
Yeah.
Andy.
And so Andy posted a video about Ryan
we
talking
just
to him on a
changed his.
podcast,
We
or
changed his name.
yeah, and Ryan was talking about Bohemian Grove and saying that he got tied down and watched little kids being R-worded and
That he was
and that
himself.
he was, which let's look and see where Ryan Garcia grew up. I don't know how
You
he
can't.
would.
You just said his last name. He. I don't. I mean, his dad and trained him. I don't think he grew up in the States.
Let's see his bio.
Maybe they moved to California early. I don't know, but he was trained by his dad. Started off as a kid and incredible, incredible boxer.
Personal life comes from a large family. Parents have been actively involved in his
Mm.
career since he was an amateur. They continue to assist him, blah, 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 blah. Although American by birth nationally, he often incorporates his Mexican heritage in his persona. Uh,
Okay, so he did grow. Did he grow up in California?
let's see.
And where is this place that he's talking about? Because I don't. We probably shouldn't say that either. You get shut down.
Okay, well, it's okay. I can bleep it out. Bohemian Grove is
Can
outside.
we rename that?
I can bleep it out.
Okay.
Um, we can call it the BGZ. Uh, Bohemian Grove is right outside San Francisco, and every year, all these elite people go and Bill Clinton. Somebody asked Bill Clinton one time, like, "Are you a member of Bohemian Grove?" And he was like, "No." He's like, "I don't want to go run around naked in the woods with all these people." And then, so there's always been this like mystery of what goes on there. And then Alex Jones, the video that really made him famous was he snuck in with a camera guy and they videotaped what's called the cremation of care ceremony in front of the god Moloch.
Midsummer sets us free. You shall burn me once again. Now but these flames, which hither ye have brought from regions where I reign, ye fools and priests.
How do you sneak in though? Is my thing. I mean, if all
It's
of
out in the
this,
forest.
yeah, but if all of this is going on so secretively, how do you let a reporter sneak in? You know
Well,
what I
number
mean?
one,
I
there's a
don't think.
ton of people out there. There's like 200-300 people.
Okay.
Actually, I don't know the number, so I don't want to say 200-300. But there's, from the looks of the video, there's hundreds of people there. So it's not a small thing. So once you kind of got past, I think they went in through the woods, and then they just pretended like they were supposed to be there. And
Right.
people are just, once you're past that initial gate, then you're good. So they videotaped the cremation of care ceremony, and everybody was just like, what in the world is going on? Because all these people were dressed up like druids. There was a mock human sacrifice.
But
And
it was mock. It was an effigy.
Yeah. And the point of the cremation of care is to the god Moloch of the Old Testament and the Bible, and it's the owl god. And the whole point of the cremation of care is the cremation of care, so they can do this ceremony and then not feel bad about anything that happens over the next year. And they do it annually, and they can do things without moral roadblocks to them. That's the point of the ceremony, to my understanding.
But again, like the video showed an effigy, it didn't show an actual person. Well, we don't know. I mean, it could have been.
It was wrapped up. Yeah. You never know.
So Ryan Garcia, what happens? because it's trending right now. He makes a phone call. How did this go down?
A lot of celebrities get invited to go out there. Kid Rock was just on Joe Rogan, and he talked about being out there. And he didn't say anything about any of that kind of stuff, but he was just saying, it was really weird. And, but he didn't mention anything of the sort of what Ryan Garcia did. And we can show that clip of him talking about it. It's not a long one. But, the one telling thing is there's another video of Alex Jones after this all came out and got all kinds of media attention, whatever. And Alex Jones went and interviewed David, not David Goggins. That's the workout guy, right?
Yeah, no, not him. He's clear of that. He's just
got
running.
He's got a name similar to that. I can't remember his name. But he asked him, he was like, "Can I ask you a few questions?" And he's like, "Sure." And he's like, "Well, I'm Alex Jones. I'm the one who snuck into Bohemian Grove." And the guy was like, "I completely disrespect you for that." Like totally shut down as soon as he realized what Alex Jones was talking about. And it was really weird, the guy's reaction.
Yeah.
Like it was just,
I remember, yeah.
Yeah, it was just strange.
There for the ceremony with the cremation of care?
Frankly, I don't think that's something I need to talk to you about.
Well, I'm Alex Jones, and I snuck in there in 2000. I'm the guy that blew it wide open and got the video. And it's been on national TV.
Well, I disrespect you for that. Did you crash it?
Yes.
Yeah, and it has no trespassing signs there too, doesn't it?
No, they put them up after.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Just walked in.
I'm sorry, sir. I've been there before. I know what the circumstances are, and I'm sorry you violated the understandings. That was not a gentlemanly thing to do.
But what about the ritual? Is the ritual gentlemanly?
So thank you and goodbye.
Been in the ritual?
It's none of your damn business.
Oh.
That's right. Listen. You go around and make understandings with people and violate them. You ambush people on the streets, and that's inappropriate form of journalism. If you wish to practice that, that's fine, but don't ask others to respect you for it. If you want to, you can do. You're free American, like anything you want. If you want to be uncivil and rude and ungentlemanly, that's up to you. But don't expect the rest of us to say, "Oh well, you're
there, Mr. Gergen."
I'm sorry, nobody sets policy in there. We try to be gentlemen, and obviously, you don't belong there.
Weaving spiders come out here.
So anyway, all this, I don't even know if you call it conspiracy because there's a video of it, so it's obviously happening. It goes on, and it's not a hidden thing.
Right.
There's all kinds of people that go out there every year, and they're blocked at the road, but they try to videotape who's going in and all that kind of stuff. And so Ryan Garcia starts talking about that he was there and he was tied up and watched these people do things to kids, and then proceeded to say that he was a kid and he was that happened to him as a kid when he was there.
I'm saying what went down that he panicked and made this phone call.
Well, it was a phone call, right?
Okay. Yeah. So he was just there,
like,
and then
like, this just happened.
Okay. But why would he call that person to put it out into the media, or why would he call Andy?
Well, they're friends.
Okay.
And obviously he has a platform where, he's not
scared to.
Right. He's already been lambasted.
And now was this a live call, or did he just happen to have it recorded? Because that's a question too. Is he just recording phone calls?
I don't know.
Or
that's a good question.
Or did Garcia call in live?
But to me, in listening to it, it sounded a little vague. Just vague. For me, like we talked about the first time we heard it, if it was me and I saw that and I was going to talk to somebody about it, I would say, I watched Bill Gates do this and blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean? But he was just
especially because he was trying to convince, the guy was like, calm down. And he was trying to convince him. You would be like, hey, I just saw, whoever, Biden.
So I don't know how much, right? I don't know how
walk
much
in, you would pull a, something to where it caught someone's attention.
Yeah, I don't know how much weight I would put into it. Yeah, Garcia's from California. I'm trying to find
But again, if it is fake, what's the? There's no motive in this, because what's the motive in this for him? He's a successful boxer.
Yeah.
There's no, it's not like he needs publicity. That kid gets so much attention anyway. He's good.
I don't know. I don't know the answers to those questions, and it's just the whole thing's weird.
And not to discount, if that did happen, that's horrific.
But I mean,
so I'm not, saying someone's story isn't true. I'm just saying, it's interesting how it played out and got leaked.
Yeah, well, I don't think it was leaked. I think it was posted. I don't think it was an accident.
Yeah.
So, but it just, his story just sounded vague.
It what's in it vague, for him? Well, what's his motivation then? There's no motivation to.
Well, he's top trending on Twitter, so there's some motivation there.
But all he has to do is a fight, and he'll be top trending on Twitter. I mean, it's not. Again, this is not like a just, random loser who just decides to call in and make up a story.
Well, you know what? Let's just call him and talk to him.
I'm in.
Hey, Ryan.
Andy.
Yeah. Hey, Andy, can you have Ryan call us, please?
We could call Danny. See Danny's thoughts.
How do you feel about the
that's our
Ryan Garcia situation?
That's our audience.
Let's call our audience member.
And Joanne. We could call Joanne.
So yeah, he's from California. He's got 3 sisters and a brother.
His brother fights too.
Is his brother good?
Yeah, his brother's good. His dad trains him. I don't know if he still does, but that's how they grew up. They grew up training.
Yeah. I don't know. I think we just need more information on that to get to the bottom of that. He said he's going to release some stuff, so who knows? Maybe he will.
You know what I was thinking about though, as you were talking and describing, because you showed me that video about the cremation of care,
which we'll show it to you guys right here.
And it's like a lot of, I have to go back and rewatch it, like sticks and like things like that.
Well, there's a giant Moloch, the owl, that's like 40, 50 feet tall.
Yeah.
And then, fire at the base of it. And then there's like a little stream that goes across the front, and then they push the effigy, the body, the fake body, whatever it is, who knows. And they push it out, and then they set it on fire. And then you hear the creepy guy talking throughout, which is
that's
yeah, they do some weird stuff.
But do they? Or is everyone just jealous and making that up?
Well, they're not making up Bohemian Grove.
No, but I mean, what if they really were just having a party, and what if they let, like your bowl and pizza party? What if they were just having a party?
That's
Halloween.
A ceremony is not a party. I'm sure there was a partying going on. All right, so Facebook and Instagram went down yesterday.
Yeah. What amazed me was how quickly people panicked.
Yeah.
Immediate panic.
It was pretty funny to watch on Twitter. I couldn't help but
see, you went to Twitter. Everyone went to Twitter.
Yeah, everybody went to Twitter.
I didn't go to Twitter because I was like, oh, Facebook's down. Why do we need social media for these 2 seconds? But then everyone had to have it, which says something.
Well, I went for a different reason. It wasn't that I needed social media. It was that I love watching chaos. I love watching people freak out. That's one of my favorite things.
Right.
And there was definitely a lot of that going on. It was World War III. It was Russia. It was China.
Right.
It was
we're hacked. Everything's hacked. Yeah.
Which I'm sure that it was a hack. I mean, because there was a lot of stuff that happened. It wasn't just Facebook and Instagram. It was Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp.
I don't think
Um,
WhatsApp didn't go down, did it?
it did in parts of the country.
I don't
And
know.
there was like 6 more that were affected. Not globally, but in different places. So, when somebody said, they're like, oh, well, this is a trial run for November,
Yeah.
with that happening on Super Tuesday
Yeah,
and
really.
all that, which is interesting. We'll see. I just thought it was funny.
Yeah. Well, it said something about, says a lot about people, society in general.
Well, I saw somebody reposted some guy that was like, this is the problem with giant corporations owning everything, because with one computer virus, 3 major social media platforms were unable to operate. And I'm like,
Okay, dude, how about he just does his work job instead of scrolling Facebook?
I wonder.
Oh my gosh!
You know what I
I'd
would like?
I'd like to know what his job is.
I want to know what work productivity went like yesterday.
Spiked.
Yeah, I'm sure it did.
Spiked. Because probably people were panicked too, like, oh my gosh, the company shut down. Everyone's face, no one knew what was going on. They're probably like, they're on to us, and
Yeah.
get those calls and emails out fast.
Well, there was a lot of the, came to Twitter to see if it was only me, and it was like, whew, a lot of those gifts,
Yeah.
like, everybody's down. Okay, good, we're good. As long as everybody's down, it's good.
Right.
Okay, so
Do we want to talk about Harry Potter?
Harry Potter.
Yes.
Okay, so how is it possible in a house
Yes.
with 3 tween girls that you have never seen Harry Potter? How does that happen?
Because I don't want to see Harry Potter.
I understand that.
And because I
don't think
didn't want to see Harry Potter, then I made the girls read the books, thinking that they weren't going to read all of the 8 or 9, whatever it is, novels. But they did. So then they were allowed to watch the movies.
So your reasoning was make them read the witchcraft before they watch the witchcraft.
I didn't think they would read it, but they called my bluff and actually did. But then it was like proving the point: books are always better than the movies. But also, I'm steering away from the fact that no, I didn't watch it because it's wands and wizards and little rat-looking, tiny old people.
Yeah, but you wouldn't even know because you never saw it.
I didn't know he dies. It was like a big...
Who?
The little rat human tiny person.
I thought you meant Harry Potter.
Oh, I don't know. Does Harry Potter die?
I haven't seen like
It would
the
be
latest
No Potter.
installment.
I don't know. It could be a
Harry No Potter.
second series.
But how? Now I will give you credit on this that you really don't watch TV, so
I know
it's not like it came on and you were like, "Oh, I'm not watching that." You just don't watch TV.
Well, no, I mean, I it did come on, in the sense that, like, I put it on for the teenager, and like saw back and forth, but I didn't sit down and watch it because I didn't want to.
Well, I will say this.
And
in my life, I never was like, the new Harry Potter movie came out. I want to go to the movie theater and see it. But on like a lazy Sunday, laying around watch TV, like Harry Potter would come on. It's like, okay, I haven't seen this one. I'll watch it, whatever.
But I wouldn't want to. I would vacuum or something. Because I don't know. You know what I think about? I think about, with Harry Potter, I think about the fan base of, like, the movie comes out in the theaters, and then everyone who goes to watch the movie is dressed up as a wizard and like
Are they?
very passionate. This is what I have in my head about like Harry Potter fans. Like
So
very passionate.
Your equivalent to Harry Potter fans is what was the movie that would play at midnight in like all the bigger cities? The Rocky Horror Picture Show. Is that what it was? No, is that what it was?
I don't know.
Where people would dress up and
No,
go
but
see it?
I think people did dress up for Harry Potter movies. I'm sure they did.
Well, I'm
There's
sure, like,
wizards and wands,
I'm
and
sure
then,
some people
but like
did.
these, and then the people truly believe that they're in a fantasy house of wizards. But like that's also why I didn't.
They're called children.
And I'm an adult, so you made my point. They're not children. These are adults who do it.
Well, that's just weird.
Yeah. Yeah. And then what your friends were calling me muggles or something? Because I hadn't seen it.
But you're Slytherin. You're Slytherin for sure.
I don't know what that means, but
It
good.
just means you're awesome.
Are they the evil people?
No.
It sounds a little evil.
Slytherin? Why does it sound evil?
It sounds like a snake. That's fine. If that's what makes me that, okay.
Would you rather be a muggle?
Or that little tiny little old wrinkly thing with the big ears that everyone got all bent out of shape about.
Yeah, I can't remember his name.
He died. Spoiler alert. But everyone's seen Harry Potter, apparently. But I just know he died because everyone was crying about it.
Well,
And it was a big controversy. You know that?
no, I wasn't that deeply entrenched in the Harry Potter
No,
culture.
I think the author had to apologize that she killed off this character because fans were angry
Yeah.
and sad, like they'd lost a friend. Like these are. I've never seen Star Wars either.
Okay, we can't even start on the movies. You haven't seen Rocky. You haven't
No,
seen.
but I mean it's because of the same thing. Like I think that Star Wars, in my head, it's okay. Yes, the most iconic films of all time. Also, I think of people dressing up as like things they're not and going into public places.
But that's not a valid excuse because again, you haven't seen Rocky either, or Rambo,
You made
or
me watch Rocky. I saw Rocky.
no,
But again,
you watched like 45 minutes of it.
because you know what? I didn't even have to watch Rocky, and I knew exactly what was going to happen. Because it's
But
going to
that's- happen
happen in all the sports movies are the same thing.
Yes, I
The
agree,
underdog.
but that doesn't mean you don't watch any sports movies. Yes, that is it's
I want to do a sports movie about the complete opposite of like an underdog overcoming things and working really hard and then
They lose.
winning. Yeah. Now that's a movie I would watch. Or like
No,
some
you
kind
wouldn't.
Of, like,
You would never
plot
find out.
twist,
You
like,
would no, you would never find out because you would be like, I already know how this movie ends, and
No,
then you
because-
wouldn't watch it.
because I would market it as a sports movie, but never know what could happen.
The twist ending.
Or yeah, because I mean, you don't always overcome obstacles. Sometimes you just lose.
But my point is, every sports movie, generally, if they're going to make a movie about it,
Mm-hmm.
it's because they overcame some stuff and then they win.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, that's the deal going in. It's just, what's the story? What's the storyline? That's what makes a good one a good sports movie versus a bad sports movie. Like Hoosiers. Probably never seen that either, have you?
No.
Jesus.
I
Lord.
think the only sports movie that I can think about seeing, other than like the fake sports movies, like like the Blades of Glory or whatever Will Ferrell, or like the race car Will Ferrell movie. Those aren't sports movies.
Yeah, no.
Those are I think I saw the Mighty Ducks which we were how old? Little. And I think that's after that Mighty Ducks movie, I realized this is going to be all of them. And that's it.
Yeah, it's a genre.
I don't like it.
That's like a romance comedy, and you be like, "We already know there's going to be love and jokes, so I'm not watching it." Yeah, it's a rom com.
So, okay, well, but we all have our genres of things. I don't want. I'll take out the whole sports movie genre, the whole like what do you call like the people dressing up in movie theaters?
Sci-fi.
Yeah, is that Harry Potter sci-fi?
Yeah,
Or is that just like?
science fiction. Yeah.
No, I knew what it meant. I was gonna just say, is Harry Potter like a whole different like I don't category?
No.
Okay, so I'll take that. So I'll take out those two genres of
Let's talk
movies.
about what is your favorite movie?
I'll tell you the genre of movies that I
No,
like.
I want to know what your favorite movie is.
I don't know a favorite, but I think
How do you not have a favorite movie?
well because
If you're getting stuck on an island and they're like, you get to take one movie with you.
see that's the problem. I'll tell you this is exactly why I don't have a favorite movie because I like movies like Silence of the Lambs and Seven and like those movies, but I don't want those movies on an island. So I wouldn't. So my favorite movie changes if in a scenario.
You wouldn't
On an
want
island, I would want something. I would want old school. I could watch old school like
Old School is a great movie.
until I
We're all
die or
streaking.
someone saves me. Yeah.
That's what. And anytime anybody says Old School, the
Yeah.
first thing that comes to mind is Will Ferrell
running down
butt naked down the street.
Yeah, we all know you had fun.
Gold streaking.
So that's why I didn't watch Harry Potter.
So okay, let's remove the island scenario.
Yeah.
And what is your favorite all-time psychological thriller movie?
I missed a whole lot of years, so I don't know, but I have to like throw it back to again. I think Silence of the Lambs was brilliant.
What about like the next one?
I don't remember it enough. I haven't seen it in a long time.
Because didn't they make? There was like a part 2.
I think there were 3.
Right, and then the third one was like years
Hannibal.
later. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I read those books. See,
I like Anthony Hopkins. I think he's an amazing actor.
But no, they did Hannibal. Those were all such sick books.
I never read them.
I saw them. Well, I mean, movies, same thing, but I saw them before having kids. I don't know if I'd be able to do it now. I was like, I don't know. There's one. I don't remember. Hannibal, I think was.
Wow, they were all pretty
graphic. Yeah.
That's definitely.
Well, I mean, so was Seven. I don't think I would have watched Seven.
What's in the box?
Yeah, not even that. There's lots of movies that,
But that's a great ending to a movie. That's a great ending.
Oh yeah, it's a great movie.
But yeah, I like the twist ending movies. Those are always cool.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't want to feel like I'm wasting my time.
Yeah, but I like what's the one with Kevin Spacey, Kaiser Sose?
Usual Suspects.
Yes, Usual Suspects.
Yeah, that's a great movie. But all of these movies were around the same time period, so I don't know if I just missed a bunch of good movies or if they stopped making good movies 20 years ago.
Yeah, I don't know if it's just me or if movies seem to suck. Like good ones seem to be very few and far between now,
Yeah.
But I will, now that being said, I have heard from numerous sources that the new Dune 2 is amazing. I saw it trending on Twitter and all that, and everybody just walking out of the theater like,
Oh, really?
Like, what did I just see? Which gets me excited for the point we just made, the twist
Yeah.
ending. But I talked to a friend that went with his girlfriend last night, and they
Okay.
saw it in the IMAX and
And it was
said that
good?
it was really, really good. And I said, well, is it worth seeing in the theater? And he was like, you have to see it in the theater.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I was like, well, maybe we'll go do that Friday.
Yeah. Yeah. But I feel like there's all the movie topics have already been used, which is why how we were listening to Segura talk about Saltburn,
Yeah.
because it's not a movie that's been recycled. Definitely not.
Yeah, it's the good ones that don't follow. I mean, the deal is Hollywood has a blueprint, and they know that certain movies are going to generate X number of dollars, and if you go out on a limb,
Mm-hmm.
you're risking it. And that's where that top box office success happens, and it also is where the movies that
flops. Yeah.
fall flat happens. So there's definitely a reluctance to push the envelope. But when it's done right, again, that's always cool to see.
Well, you and I watched Saltburn,
Yeah,
and after, like, I had like needed to take a shower and just wash off.
yeah, we know why you need to take a shower.
No, that's actually, I was thinking about that after
Listen to Tom and Christina.
after, yeah, and it wasn't impressive, so I don't even care.
That's the correct answer.
It wasn't at all. That's not why. I felt like the movie was so dirty, and we both were like, what did we just watch? But I will say it was a good movie in the sense that it entertained us, and it wasn't one that we were both just like, that was a waste of time.
Yeah.
We called it from the beginning.
Yeah, for sure. That was definitely.
So it was a good movie in that sense.
One of those push the envelope. We're going to go out here and see if this works. Because that one could have gone awry.
It could have gone
so many
bad.
different ways.
And I don't think I'd watch it again.
No, I don't think I would either.
Mm-mm.
There was definitely a lot of places where I was just like, ugh, like
a lot of places.
Yeah,
the whole movie was cringe. I don't know.
Yeah, but they made it work.
They made it work for a one-time watch.
It reminded me of like the Palm Beach crowd when I lived down there, like those people, like those super rich people. That's like a whole nother level of the generational wealth, and that detachment from reality is just like, ugh.
I think that's the only part. I think that's why it worked, because you could, in a way, relate to that sense of like, you could relate to that, but that's really everything after that was.
But it was
watching a train wreck
But it was pretty accurate in their portrayal of those people. I still like when I think about that. I went to a party at a friend's house in Palm Beach and pulled in the driveway, and there was like 3 or 4 Bentleys sitting in the driveway, and they were just covered in sand and dirt and filth. And I was just like, I just remember looking at that, and I was like, that's $1 million worth of cars right there.
It's nothing.
It's
that's crazy.
Chump change. Could care less. It was like having a 92 Honda Civic out there that, like, well, I'll wash it, at some point, But that total detachment from what real life is like,
right,
is there's something. It makes me in awe of those people sometimes, like being around them, just like, oh, like not all like, oh my God, but all like, oh,
I think that was the relatable part to the movie.
Yeah.
That was the part that kept you watching, because the other parts certainly didn't keep you watching. It kept, it worked, but I wouldn't watch it again.
You know what they did? They did a good job of like making you root for the bad guy.
Yeah.
In that movie, in the sense that you didn't like the other people, so you were like, yeah, get him, but at the same time, he was the bad guy. In any other story, like if that was just normal,
I wasn't rooting for him.
Well, but you know what I'm saying? Like it was a balance. It was a balance, because in any other way you told that story, you would have not been invested in either side of it. You know what I mean?
I wasn't rooting for him though. I was rooting for his friend.
I say rooting for
But-
him now because you know what happened, but like during it, I was partly confused as to what was happening exactly.
But no, I was thinking about when you were saying that, it reminded me of that, since we were talking about Saltburn, that party that they had at the end of like the movie.
Where they're all had masks on and
Yeah, not to like give anything away, but it was similar. Like they had like antlers or masks.
yeah.
That
It was
reminded me
very-
of that. So I wonder if that was intentional.
Well, it was very. What was the movie with Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman?
I saw it so long ago. Eyes Wide Closed.
Eyes
or
Wide
so.
Shut. Yeah, it
Closed, shut.
It was Eyes Wide Shut.
Yeah.
That party.
Yeah.